by sharp contrast to the young cads with six-pack abs previously populating the hot tubs on ABC's The Bachelor. Gerry Turner, the handsome, 72-year-old star of the Golden Bachelor spinoff, brought fresh air and life to the franchise with something rarely seen on reality TV: genuine depth and sensitivity. Still a grieving widower, Gerry, pronounced Gary, cried real tears during the opening episode when he recounted the story of Tony, his beloved wife of 43 years, who tragically died of an infection just 1 month after their move to their dream retirement house on Big Long Lake in Hudson, Indiana, Pop 537. It was a dramatic backstory, but our Bachelor was able to switch gears and interact easily with the attractive and equally senior female contestants on the show. In doing so, he displayed such emotional awareness, authenticity, and willingness to listen that his whole persona seemed to have been cooked up in some perfect man lab. The ladies, as they're called on the program, quickly started to swoon and declare their love for him, and, let's face it, we all fell for GER evidently. The world also saw that magic while watching Golden Gerry and the women. The premiere earned the highest multi-platform rating for the Bachelor franchise since 2021. With a combined 13.9 million viewers. It also set a streaming record as ABC's most-watched episode of an unscripted series ever on Hulu after 35 days of viewing, according to ABC. The idea that this guileless man was reawakening before our eyes to contemporary life. I haven't dated in 45 years, he told Entertainment Tonight, made him a hugely compelling character. He seemed so wholesome and almost preacherly that, on The Daily Show, comedian Louis Black joked, "This guy is like if the word G. Willikers became a person." But even in this golden variation, this is, at bottom, a reality show, a genre mostly known for its frequent disconnection with reality. Recently, Turner appeared on Justin Long's Life is Short podcast and told the host about the elaborate screening process he was subjected to. "I had to send my fingerprints to the FBI. There were numerous background tests. There was a psychological evaluation that was like 360 questions and then another hour of interview," he said. The vetting process is ridiculously thorough. But despite this vetting, The Hollywood Reporter has discovered several inconsistencies regarding both his work history and recent romantic entanglements that contradict the received narrative. Whether they never learned about these discrepancies or ignored them to sell a buffed-up, shinier storyline for greater impact, producers presented an incomplete and misleading image of Turner, which The Bachelor helped perpetuate in personal remarks. He's identified in cheer-ins throughout the show as a retired restaurateur, which is a fancy way to say he owns or owned a restaurant, with all of its attendant fun and glamour. But according to his profile on LinkedIn, Gerry last owned a restaurant in 1985 when he sold his Mr. Quick Hamburger Drive-In franchise in Iowa, where he'd worked his way up from high school. After that, he held various sales and management positions in the meat business, again per his LinkedIn resume, which does not list an end date for his employment. That does not match up with the idea pushed on the show, that he retired at the young age of 55, which would have been in 2006. Never mentioned are his years of pickup post-retirement work, like installing hot tubs at Gannon Pools near Davenport, Iowa, as confirmed by owner Carrie Gannon. He then worked as a maintenance man at the Vera French Mental Health Center, also in the Davenport area, as verified by his colleagues, who spoke highly of him. It was in the latter capacity that he would come to know a woman, we'll call her Carolyn, with whom he would go on to have a nearly 3-year relationship, beginning innocently enough a month after his wife's death. Attractive and 14 years his junior, she was a staff accountant at the mental health center. They dated for 10 months, and then lived together for 1 year and 9 months. This account is drawn from interviews with Carolyn, who requested not to be named to protect her privacy, as well as friends she confided in at the time and text messages with Gerry, among other documents. The fact that he started dating is not unexpected. He was single and a widower, after all, not cheating. But his amorous activities certainly didn't align with how he regularly yanked viewers' heartstrings with on-air announcements about his lack of a love life since his wife died. He later touchingly admitted to one pre-show kiss on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast. Carolyn apparently wasn't the only relationship he and the Golden Bachelor producers failed to mention.